Hello everyone, my name's B and this is the first in a little series I might do of B's builds. Today we're going to be looking at snap ships. Now as you may notice here, I'm somewhere different. I'm at the kitchen table downstairs. I tried recording with my mic, but it's just fuzzy and crap, I don't know. But anyway, before we get started, as usual we have the Gaylord Cup. That's always here. So yes, today we are looking at snap ships, which is something that I actually found completely by accident when on holiday. They had not this set, but like a smaller set, RRP £10, and they had them for £4. So I bought two just to see what the crack was. So for anybody who hasn't heard of snap ships, I'll just give you a look at the box here. So it says snap ships built to battle, and then a nice shot of the thing there. Sorry about the ring light. It's a ring light. It's going to make rings, you know. So the basic premise of this is that similar to other brands like Lego and stuff, perhaps you build the spaceship with basic blocks, and as you can see here, this one is the Scorpion Claw Troop Dropper, and it comes with a pilot and some minifigures that launches out the back because it's like a troop dropper thing. It has instructions for 3 alternate builds, and on the back of the box it gives you a clue as to what's going to happen here. So it has, like I said, building blocks that come in a variety of sort of shapes and sizes, and then all these add-on pieces and stuff. It has a, what do you call it, like a flick fire missile thing, and then comes with this Uju tech stuff, which is sort of the gimmick of the thing. Most of them are like spring-loaded shooters or stuff. We'll see what this one is. It's very interesting, and I'm surprised I haven't heard of it before because they're very cool. Just before we get like into the build of this one, I thought I'd quickly show off. This is a custom one that I made based on some of the other sets that I have. I'm not going to like go through all the details of this. I just want to show you sort of the size and scale of things. So the little guys that come with it are roughly sort of 1/72 scale, not quite. I don't have the measurements, and then obviously because these are aliens, these can be whatever height, but it's that sort of idea of like 1/72 size-ish things, you know. And we'll do a better comparison later to compare the price of this to other things that I have that are maybe occupy a similar niche in the toy store shelves, if that makes sense. But as you can see on the bottom here, it has a flight stand, and this flight stand is actually made from the roof of the box. So it's very important, if you get any of these, keep the box, and you can use it as a flight stand for your builds, which I find very interesting, because then it means you can do sort of funky things like this. Like obviously this wouldn't stand on its own without damaging the wings. So yeah, so this is a sort of, like I said, a custom build based on other parts that I have from other sets. This is also like Claw, which is like the bad guy faction. And then we also have like human faction or friendly aliens. I haven't quite worked out the story yet. But this is a custom one that I built off another set. So this is just gives you an idea of what the good guy ships look like. So obviously the bad guys are all this like gunmetal grey and blood red color, and then the good guys are like silver with like blue details and stuff. It comes with a lot of interesting parts, and you can do a lot of interesting builds. But I say I'll get to that whenever I open the box. I just wanted to quickly show just examples of like the size and the sort of scale that we're dealing with here. And then the little person that comes with this one, I said like 1/72-ish scale human, maybe slightly bigger, but that sort of idea of size. So what do we get in the box then? Like I said, take the lid off, keep that for later because we'll need that. Inside you get a big plastic tray and some paperwork. So this part of the box, we don't need that, we put that away for now. just show you this first. This is a poster, and shows you. Oh, there's like a YouTube thing. Shows you. So there's like the human the human dropship thing, and then like some of the other parts that you can get. Build the battle snap ships, and there's sort of like the whole set of spaceships and stuff. It reminds me a lot of Bionicle, actually, like getting this poster and then having like the what else you can get section on the back, collect them all. Very much reminds me of Bionicle in that way. Hangar checklist. It says each ship comes with a different mysterious Uju tech. So obviously, I'm not going to go through all those. Like you can see yourself if you choose to. And then, like I said, we have the instructions. And what I find a quite nice surprise is that it's a very thick set of instructions. Considering how sort of few parts there is in this relative to something like a model kit or a Lego, I was surprised to see how thick this was. But it's actually because they give you full instructions for all three builds. So the main one, like it says here, is the Scorpion Claw Dropper. You're probably not be able to say that very well, so that's the dropship thing. And then we have the Freighter alternate build, and then Battle Cruiser alternate build. And like I said, it gives you full instructions for every single build of what you need to do and such like that. So that's very interesting. I'm not going to go through every single one of these. I'll just do the main build and then maybe show off my custom one again and just give examples of how these things work. But again, on the back there, so that it has the collect them all, and you can see the different size classes, I suppose you would call them. I have this one, I can't remember what that's called, stealth ship. I had two of them, and then I got the slightly larger fighter and then the slightly larger human fighter. Again, just so I can have parts and play along with it. I find it very interesting. And this is from a brand called Play Monster, which I haven't heard of before, but if this is anything to go by, like, their products are very good. Like I said, these instructions, first of all, like I said, these instructions, like, they're very, fully clear, fully printed and everything. Like, it even gives you a story of the ship itself, and then like the little guys that it comes with. Oh, and there's the Uju deck thing. You've discovered the UXDC singularity driver, so black hole gun or something, I don't know. And here is what they show you for the first page of instructions. So like I said, we're going to build the main build, and then like it says, it tells you very clearly, don't put it in the bin, you need this part for later. So we'll get cracked in, open to it. Oh yes, what I was going to say is if this is anything to go by, like, I'm very happy with this brand, if you know what I mean. I'm not sponsored in any way, but I just wanted to say that. So we have, first of all, we get a big bag in the tray, and then we also get these parts like in this tray. So this is one of the sort of modified building blocks. But what I'll do, I think I'll get all of these out. I'll show you all separately, but just to show you what else is on the box then. So here on the top right, we have the figures, so you can open them up. It's a bit strange, they're like taped down quite well, so you definitely need adult help to get into this, So there is the claw pilot guy. He's similar to the other ones I have. Put him down to the side. And then we have, here are these guys. Lots of other little guys. Okay, that's interesting. So these are the troopers, I guess. They're not posable like the pilot. The pilot has like an ab crunch so that he can sit down in the pilot seat. These guys are beefier and don't have any paint. I suppose that's fair enough because there's like 6 of them. So you get 6 of them there, and presumably they're just going to fit into the little transport pods. So anyway, again, we'll just put them to the side. And then this part, important not to let this go without opening it first. This has the Uju tech thing. That's one downside, is that because it's like a sticker, it gets all stuck to it, so I'll have to remove that later. And then also it's on the lid slash base to like tape residue. But anyway, so let's see what this is. Like a little cannon thing that can attach, and okay, it can open. That's interesting. I know I'm just confused because the other Tech things, it's like they have a spring and then like shoot something out, but like this has a spring, like it opens, but this part it doesn't. It doesn't launch. It can just open. Okay, whatever. Put that to the side for now. And get this part of the box out of the way. And then I say I'll open the bag and get it all laid out here to see what we're dealing with. Okay, so we're back and I have all the parts laid out similar to how you would maybe if you were doing Lego and stuff. I'm not going to go through every single part to show you, but just as an example to show you the sort of the build theory of what we're dealing with here. So the most basic part are these blocks, and as you can see, they have like a rubber inner section, and the outer section is plastic, and they have this star-shaped pattern. And what that does is that interlocks with this part that has like a nubbin and then a square. So it means you can put them together straight like that, and they don't twist; they hold together. And then you can also offset them at 45 degrees from each other, and then you can have stuff building off in different directions. And that's what I've used for, like I say, just to bring this custom on again. This engine build here is based on those principles of just offsetting it slightly to give you a different thing. And then, of course, the whole, the little human one I did, like if we take the canopy off, you can see there's the square section, and then I've just literally flipped it 45 degrees, and then you can put the cockpit in 45 degrees, and there you have sort of a more dynamic shape for something. But you can build it along the plane or against the plane, whatever way you want to do. So like I say, the most basic parts are these squares, these locking squares, and then you have, what you could call like a modified part, which is like this section. So that already has like two offsets on the bottom as well as on the either side, or else ones like these that have, like engine details on one side and then pegs on the bottom and stuff. So there's a lot of variety in the parts here. As you can see, like I've tried to pair them up, but there's a lot of variety here. And then you also have the add-on parts. So these are like the detail parts. So here you've got like engine thrusters, or else there's these little like panels which just function to like fill the holes in. And then you have like guns and stuff even, these are very cool. But we can look at that more later. Additionally, then you have like wings and stuff. So they have these clip parts, so you can clip the wings on, and then that gives it a variable angle as well. So let's say even within the build of what you're doing to build it as per the instructions, like there's a lot you can do with it. There's a lot of variety you can build into it, and because of it, they have like the wings and the sort of organic design. You can post things, angle things, but like I say, we'll get to look at that whenever we build a thing. Just actually while we're talking about weaponry, like I say, we had this black hole launcher thing. I don't know. We also have two of these cannons, which are interesting, very Warhammer looking. And what's interesting about the gun parts is that they, instead of a square, they have a circle, which then means, just for example, I can put this in, it has full rotation instead of being locked, which is good then for obviously like posability and stuff. So like I say, we have two of these quite Warhammer looking blaster things, and then two of these still quite Warhammer looking blaster things. This is a theme here that I'm going to get to later, but I feel like this aesthetic of spaceship is very good for people doing the likes of Warhammer or sort of world building and stuff like that. We also have a little turret thingy, only one of those that I've been able to see anyway. And then we have now these are always fun. These are like flick fire rocket launchers, so they have like tabs, and then obviously we have a lot of red rockets here. So what we just do is just click them in there, quite similar to ones that Lego used to do. So you then like push that down and it'll flick that off. Obviously, I don't want to do that here because it'll just go into the kitchen. But suppose I could try to do it like this. Nope. No, I'm not going to lose them. But anyway. So yes, there's a lot of stuff. Oh, and I suppose I can show you the cockpit. So this is the cockpit for this build, which is a lot bigger than the other ones I have. Obviously, it has like 2 locking points instead of 1, and it opens up this way, and the pilot character can like sit in. So that's interesting. And then just one last thing before we get started. So like I say, we have the base. Also included in the package is the actual flight stand part itself. So on the bottom, it has the square, and on the top, it has the circle. So it means you can lock it into whatever position you want here. And then when you put your ship on it, then you can have it posed in whatever way you like. Additionally, we also get a little screwdriver thing, which is sort of like a brick splitter. We also get this like screwdriver thing, which functions as a brick splitter. So in case, especially for like younger folks and stuff, like if you can't have the leverage for that, you can just pop that in and pry it out. So that works. And like I say, in the instructions, it shows you that. So it shows you the separation tool. It shows you the flight stand, and then, like I said, the instructions are very clear about what part you need. So now we're going to get onto the build. I'm just going to build it like in real time, and I'll put a timestamp here as a sticker at what time it finishes at if you just want to skip ahead. But I'm just going to build it in real time just because I know some people would like that, and then you get some nice ASMR kind of clicky clackies with the bricks and stuff going together. So yeah, I'll just fire away, I suppose. So here we go then. That's the final product, and that is a lot bigger than I was expecting. And as you can see, it is very, very, very design heavy. So we have on the front here, this like point defense chin turret thing, guns on the wings, guns on the top. Like I said, the wings can fold to different poses, whatever you like. These fins on the back can go up and down, to emulate sort of different, they could be like flight control surfaces or something. This actually sort of reminds me a bit of a Phantom from Halo, just the spines on the back. And then these like creepy arms on the bottom. Like I wasn't really expecting that because I hadn't really looked at the box that much. These are these are kind of creepy. Like this reminds me. I could definitely see why they call it scorpion because of like the overall shape, but it honestly reminds me a lot of like a lobster as well. Like when you flick a lobster over, and they have these like legs and stuff, and then the egg sacs and stuff. And speaking of those, it's interesting the action feature for the troop dropper. So these parts are just sort of held in lightly. Um, there's a hole that goes the whole way through, and it's this sort of bionicle looking pin section, which then goes straight down, and then hopefully, yep, it's like it pushes it down, which then like pushes the nubbin out of these, and then these drop, and then I think they're supposed to, like when they hit the ground or something, explode open, and then the little guy can go and do his business, whatever he's doing. So that's pretty interesting. And I've just noticed on the instructions as well, the little cannon thing, as I was calling it, it's actually a bomb, theoretically. So we have all these spare sections on the bottom, so we can whap that up there and then load it up, and then it becomes obviously the angle of the camera, this probably won't work, but then it becomes like a bomb that just slides out. So that's pretty interesting. That's fun, extra play features. And in terms of spare parts, then we have one of these little yellow connector parts, which is obviously just like the nubbin to nubbin connector. And then we have these two of these shooting cannons. And the idea is, it even suggests in the instructions here, you can swap them out for whatever armament you want. So, for example, you could swap out these ones on the wings for those, and then that's a different, weapon layout for yourself or whatever. Or like I said, I think the suggestion is that these are supposed to like battle together. So it's fun to have something to physically launch at your opponent then, and it's quite good because as well as that, so you get two of these missile launchers, and they both fit 2 missiles each. And then you have a total of 4 spare, which is good because obviously like these are quite small, like they'll go off, they'll just disappear instantly. Hopefully not down somebody's throat. But actually, while we're on the topic of that, I find it very interesting that this is like legal because especially in like Transformers and stuff, like we're used to having like really long missiles because you're not allowed to put small missiles on things anymore. So I thought these are quite small. Like I'm sure they've done their research, and obviously they have to be legal to be able to be sold, but it surprises me that a missile this small can be sold these days, just with like health and safety and stuff. I'm not complaining, it's something that I noticed because I haven't seen a missile that short since in a long time, And additionally, like the ship itself, like a lot of the parts are sort of like quite sharp, and then because it's a hard plastic, like they're not soft plastic. The only soft plastic is the little interior of the thingies. So I just thought to myself, like, you could do some damage there with running it into somebody. And even these parts are quite sharp, the trip bay bits, and then on the cockpit, even like these thorns are all quite sharp. Again, I'm not complaining, I just find it interesting. Actually, out of interest, what's it say in the box? Oh, it says 8 plus. 8 plus there at the top, so that's interesting. Like I say, I'm not complaining. I'm sure they've done the research. I'm sure it's all legal. It's just interesting because so much of other toys you see, they're so, rounded off corners and long missiles and stuff. So I'm surprised, pleasantly surprised, but surprised that this can exist in this day and age, So what else can we talk about it then? So just, like I say, there's a lot you can do with it. And obviously this is just the first build. And it's a lot bigger than I was expecting. And like I say, you can have all these different angles and such. And then I quite like that there's engine details underneath. So you can imagine like something this heavy would need like quite a big lot of like VTOL help. So yeah, I suppose to compare again, just for like a size comparison, this is built out of parts from 3 sets. So that's why it has like 2 cockpits on the front, 1 cockpit on the back. You can't really see. So just for size comparison, I think the cost of these 3 together was the same as this, I think. So roughly about the same amount of, price for that. Oh, speaking of the stand, actually, then I'll show you the flight stand again. Again, just simple, can plug on. And there you go. And like I said, very useful for a design like this because it's so, like you have these guns that are quite thin plastic, quite fragile, and then obviously these like arm things, like they're not going to be able to hold up the weight of the vehicle. So having the flight stand is actually very nice. And like I say, you can do a variety of poses and such. And if you want, you can also, like I said, take advantage of the angles available. So like for example, I'll just quickly show you on this human one I have. Just pretend that that's on the bottom, and then for example, then you can have like a more dynamic, like flying pose or something, just by using again that 45-degree offset on the bricks themselves. So what about a comparison then? Like how does this form up with other things that are on the market, maybe of a similar niche? So I don't have any Lego sets handy. However, I do have this Kobe aircraft. Now this was £30, and this was, I think the RRP of this is 25. I got it for cheaper on eBay, but a comparison of RRP, like this is a less than this, and obviously this is fully brick built, and it comes with a stand as well that you build up. Obviously the snap ships aren't meant to be Lego, they're not meant to be compatible, they're not meant to be anywhere near the same thing. I just thought it was, first of all, for size comparison, like, because I know a lot of people have these Kobe planes, just for size comparison to sort of see what you're getting. But in terms of bulk, it's interesting, like they're quite similar in terms of like weight and stuff. So if you value it on, like amount of plastic for your money, or how modular it is, like I said, like obviously this is Kobe, it's like a Lego brick style product. I don't want to say like it's not Lego, but a lot of specialized parts here, but you still have the potential to rebuild it into anything you want. And obviously the Lego / Kobe system has a lot more, how would you say, modularity to it, because it's obviously just completely open system, bricks and stuff, compared to the snap ships, which are very fun. Like I say, you can build a huge variety of things, but it's not as granular as Lego, so to speak. So like the smallest part for this is still way bigger than the smallest element of Lego, if that makes sense. So you can do a lot with it, but it's not like you can't do everything with it. And then just for another, so that's a comparison for another sort of building block product. And then for a comparison of another sort of model ship thing, because I feel like I said, this, as well as being a building product, like just the aesthetic of it, like and the scale, I think this would definitely appeal much more to people interested in model making or model vehicles and stuff like that, or just sort of smaller toys. Um, so a comparison I have here for that is the newest version of the Star Wars. What was this? Micro Galaxy, Micro Squad, something like that. Um, Similar to that, it comes with little clone trooper guy, and I suppose I can use this opportunity for scale comparison. So the clone troopers are slightly bigger scale than these guys. So again, I don't know what specific scale it is. I just know that it's like close-ish to 172. So just again for sort of comparison thing, obviously, and it's handy that this is a dropship as well. So what can this do? This has like articulating guns, little things. As I said, it has another clone trooper in there, so you get two figures with it. These little things rotate. These little doors open. It has like panels on the top come off and stuff. But obviously, you don't build it. It just comes out of the box like this. And I think this was like 25 quid as well. Like these are quite expensive for what they are, and it's definitely a lot lighter than this. Like this is so dense compared to this. But obviously, with this, you're paying for the Star Wars branding as well as just the model thing itself. So, but I just thought I'd have that as a comparison. Try to give like a side by side here in terms of sort of size, like wingspan and stuff. They're quite similar, length quite similar. So it's maybe a decent comparison for that sort of thing. And I don't have any like Airfix kits or something handy, but again, for that, it's like you would get a kit to build, but you can only build that. Like if you buy a Spitfire kit, you can only build a Spitfire kit without drastically modifying the parts. That's what I mean. But with this, you can build this, and then you can build the other two models I'd suggest, or else you can build something completely new and completely different, completely cool, whatever the hell you want, But just for another sort of price and toy comparison, bringing in a Transformer here, because obviously most people who watch my channel will be more familiar with this. So this is Skullgrin, obviously Legacy Skullgrin, and the current deluxe price is about £25. So the RRP for these two is very similar. Obviously, it's a completely different product. Like I'm not trying to suggest in any way that they're compatible or comparative beyond just like you can get this for £25 or you can get this for £25. Just if that's the sort of thing that people are interested in for a comparison. So in terms of weight, the ship definitely wins. Like Skullgrin's pretty chunky for a deluxe, but Transformers are quite expensive for the size of them. And obviously I picked this guy because the colours match quite well with the grey and the purple. But yeah, I just thought I'd throw that in just as another little pointless comparison. So snap ships then, do I think they're worth getting? If you're in any way interested in this, 100%. Like I say, I got the first two I got for like £4 in a shop in Enniskillen. On eBay and stuff, you can find them quite cheaply. I'm not sure how well they've done toy-wise, if you know what I mean, in terms of sales and stuff. I haven't really seen them much. Like I said, I only happened upon them by chance. And because I fell in love with the first set so much, that's why I got this one. But just like it's just like such a badass thing, and like I said, such posability options with this, playability options, modular value. So yeah, like even if you just get one of these sets, like you can have so much fun, just different variations of things, trying different things, different angles. Like I said, I very much enjoy the whole 45-degree offset thing. It's very fun for builds and very interesting. And like I say, I like the little guns. I like the little play features, like the bomb thing and the missiles. Very fun, a very good toy, I think. And something certainly a little bit different and better value, actually, I think, than Lego, because for a comparatively sized thing in Lego, like a Lego spaceship this size would be like 50 quid, you know what I mean? So for this being like 25, it's a very good option. And then, like I said, also because they come with the stand, it maybe appeals to people who are more into making models or like Warhammer and stuff. Because, like I said, like these are very, like look at that, like that looks straight up like like a Space Marine ship or an Eldari ship or something. Like this looks straight out of Warhammer 40k, and the same for like the human ships. And more on that actually. This is the first series one, so all the bad guy ships, like I say, are grey and red. All the good guy ships are silver and blue. And then in the second series, all the good guy ships are like grey and green, and the bad guy ships are grey and purple, I think. So not as interesting as these first series ones, but still worth checking out if you're interested in it. So yes, this has been my build video. I might do more build videos. Let me know in the comments actually if you want to see more. Hit like if you want to see more of this, and hit subscribe if you want to see more just general stuff from me. This is my first build video. I think it went alright. I'm happy enough to do more. But obviously Transformers will remain the mainstay of this channel, so don't worry, like I'm not going to convert to doing these. Like I just wanted to show this off because I very much enjoyed it, and I think that they definitely definitely deserve a lot more attention than they're getting because they're very cool. So anyway, I have been B. This has been my build of the Snapships Claw Scorpion dropship thingy. Yeah, bye.